Hey YouTube, what is going on? Got a new battle for you here today against one of my viewers, MrMonkeyKicker, or also known as the Batman. So, anyways, this was a 6v6, and unfortunately, I only brought 5 Pokemon. I did not bring my Azumarill on accident, but looking at my opponent's team, Regigigas is a threat, Chandelure is a powerhouse, more than likely Mega Blastoise is strong, and Scrafty needs a bit of setting up to do, but can still do some damage. Behemoth is just very strong. And more than likely Scolipede is a baton passer, so knowing he's more than likely going to want to lead off with that Scolipede and possibly set up early on and baton pass a few things, I am going to lead off with my weed, man, the Venusaur. So first turn, I'm just going to go for the Mega Evolution, and the reason that I let off with Venusaur is so I could get a Leech Seed off with the onto the Scolipede, so that if he wants to baton pass to anything, he will lose a bit of health every single turn, and because of baton pass, yeah, the recipient will get it. So luckily, hit the Leech Seed, it's stuck on the Scolipede, so once again, no matter what he baton passes to, the recipient is going to be taking some damage. So anyways, he goes for a second Swords Dance, and he's at +4, and I'm just going to start attacking this thing, hoping to take it down or at least get some decent amount of HP off of it. So I do go for the Earthquake, and this amount of damage with the Leech Seed will come into play later on in the match, but lucky for me, it does a decent amount. So anyways, but he is going to finally go for the Baton Pass. Baton Passing, I believe, +2 speed and +4 attack, and unfortunately for me, goes into the Regigigas. So but because of slow start, he is essentially at +2, and I went for another Earthquake hoping to hit the Scolipede, but that does nothing to Regigigas because of its large amount of HP, but Leech Seed should be giving me back a very good amount of HP, and at +2, that Zen Headbutt is going to do a crazy amount of damage as well as flinch me, so I am going to have to switch out knowing I'm not going to be taking another one of those. So I decide to call back Venusaur, and I'm going to go into the Sableye, who can of course take the Zen Headbutt, but does make a good play. My opponent makes a good play going for the Fire Punch, predicting this, and yeah, so that does well over half, and even after lefties I'm not above half, but because of the Leech Seed from Baton Pass, Regigigas is already under half, and Sableye is in a range where I know I can take another, but unfortunately I miss my Will-O-Wisp, and had I hit that, would have allowed me to really just shut down this Regigigas, because with +4 or +2 with slow start, it's really nothing to mess around with. So after a couple more Fire Punches and a recover, I'm at a fairly decent amount of HP, and I try and go for another Will-O-Wisp, and luckily 85 accuracy in this gen comes through for me, and I hit it. So now those Fire Punches are really not going to be doing anything because they're non-stab, and yeah, so Regigigas finally goes down after a bit of stalling, and Sableye's looking pretty good. So in comes Scrafty, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp, which wasn't a good play because he does go for the Dragon Dance, and because most Scrafties like setting up the minute they come in, I should have gone for the Taunt and then the Will-O-Wisp, but I unfortunately didn't. So that is kind of unfortunate for me because now I'm going to go for the Taunt, making the correct play, but too late, too soon, and +1 Stab Crunch from the Scrafty will knock me out with a crit, but the crit didn't matter, so it's whatever, it doesn't matter. So anyways, now that he is at +1 in attack and defense, I go right into Conkeldurr, hoping to hit it with a fighting move, and expecting him to switch out, but forgetting about Chandelure, I did go for the Drain Punch, but once again, I am going to stay in here, and knowing that I can take a hit because I am max HP, max attack, I am going to go for the knockoff, Life Orb knockoff, super effective, and that is going to knock out the Chandelure in one hit. So awesome job, Conkeldurr, you did your job. So in comes Blastoise, and I'm assuming I cannot outspeed this thing as it Mega Evolves, so what I'm going to end up doing is I can't go for the Drain Punch or the, of course, not the knockoff, but I am going to go just for the Mach Punch to get some damage off on this Blastoise, knowing that I'm more than likely going to go down, and Conkeldurr has already served his purpose, knocking out that Chandelure as well as taking a hit, and it got off a decent chunk of damage on the Mega Blastoise. So Conkeldurr did his job, so he's fine. And in comes Spitz the Galvantula, my favorite from Gen 5. So knowing that the Thunder is going to be coming his way, he's going to switch right into Scolipede. But because of that damage done to it, because from the Earthquake and Leech Seed on the few first turns there with Venusaur, this Thunder is going to knock the Scolipede out. So that's great for Galvantula, still up at full HP with a Focus Sash. And in comes Scrafty once again. So expecting him to not want to boost this time, I just went right into Terrakion. Because if he had gone for the Crunch, I would have gotten the Justified boost. But makes the better play, and the Scrafty is going to go for a Dragon Dance, which is scary because I don't know if I can outspeed. But he's adamant. He is not jolly, and this Choice Banded close combat will destroy the Scrafty. So had he been jolly, he would have outsped. But because he's adamant, he is going to lose his Scrafty. So great job, Terrakion. And in comes Beheeyem. Knowing I cannot take a Psychic because I am at -1 defense and Beheeyem is fairly strong, I am going to go right into Galvantula. Not worried at all because I know that even though Beheeyem is strong, I do have that Focus Sash to be able to live any hit, and I see that he is Life Orb. So I can go for the Bug Buzz safely here, and now that Galvantula has taken down the Scolipede, it's going to do a very good amount of damage to the Beheeyem before going down to a Psychic. So I have lost my Galvantula and my Conkeldurr and my Sableye, so I'm just down to my Venusaur and I believe my Conkeldurr? No, Terrakion. My Venusaur and my Terrakion. But knowing that I can go into Venusaur, I know I'll outspeed the Beheeyem because it's very slow. And yeah, so the Giga Drain will take the Beheeyem out, and in comes my opponent's final Pokemon, Blastoise. And I do outspeed, and that Giga Drain does a crazy amount of damage. I don't even have this thing invested in special attack, and it's doing about 70-80% to a Blastoise. So goes for the Ice Beam, but because of my naturally high special defense and the ability Thick Fat, I'll take that very well and go for one final Giga Drain, and that's going to be the battle. So hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please smack that like button. Let me know what you guys thought about this battle down below. Leave a comment like I said. But yeah, so once again, thank you all for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you all later.